Hey, it's Eran here. Thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate you being here. I'm already seeing we've got 16 people here already. Catherine, thank you so much for being here. Let's create fun. Love to know who that is. Let me just mute myself on the other screen. Familia Family Talk Show. Love to know who you are. Catherine, I almost fell for the 21st birthday. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Thank you so much. Soul Prism Podcast. Kenny, right? Remind me. I'm blank. It is late here, by the way. Romeo, great to have you here. Joyce, great to have you here. Thank you so much. Zen Appraiser. Carol, is it? Remind me. See how good my memory is. Okay. Amazing to have you all here. I am in an Airbnb. I rented this Airbnb just to do this live stream because it is 11:30 at night here in Bali, and co-workings aren't open at this time, or at least the one that I won't go to. There's not really a place. And the villa, I mean, if you remember, my previous villa collapsed into the water, so I have a new villa, and the new villa is not the best for live streaming. So I thought, you know what, I'll get an Airbnb just for the day, do a little, event. And I hope you got yourself a little cake or a drink or something like that. I am going to show you what I have. And then also I have a little request from everybody. So that's going to come in a moment. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join, and then we'll pretty much get started, okay? Otherwise, and the other thing is, I usually have like a camera on top. I don't have a camera. It's just connected to my laptop. So I can't really like take you around. I'll have to show you the Airbnb. If you want, you can check out my Instagram stories and have a look where I am and stuff like that. So I've got a hectic presentation. Could you let me know that you can hear me? Because Joyce says there's no audio. Happy birthday. Yes, thank you so much, Gertrude. Appreciate you. Brendan, thank you so much. Isabel, thank you. Let me know where you're from, by the way. Christina from the Philippines, thank you so much. By the way, in case you guys didn't know, the Philippines are having some massive typhoons. So, big prayers and support to anybody in the Philippines. I know from my VA teams are all in the Philippines, so I know about it. But yeah, we're blessed to be here. And hopefully it's not going to be too bad for people that are there. Okay. I guess we should just get started. I'm going to share my screen. And I've got, this is not a small presentation. And this is going to be very unusual. I'm going to probably go more in depth than I ever have personally. And throughout the how should I say? Throughout the presentation, I definitely welcome comments and questions and engagement about your passions and your situations and anything that's relevant to what I'm talking about. And I will definitely read everything at the end and also as I go through. But I really would appreciate the engagement and so on. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, you can see my screen, I hope. If you can let me know you can see my screen, I am going to log into my phone just to look as well. No, you can't see my screen yet. Hang on 1 second. Bear with me here. Okay, perfect. Good. Now I'm gonna just do my screen. I'm not gonna show my face. I am obviously here. And if somebody can also let me know that you could still hear me well and can still not see me because you're not seeing me, but if you could just make sure that you could still hear me. I just want to make sure. Cannot see screen yet. Deb, you cannot see screen. I'm seeing the screen at my end. If you guys can let me know, and we'll get started. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let's dive in. Bonnie, great to see you. Isabel, yes. Perfect. Okay. So thanks everybody for being here. We're going to talk about my plans for 2026, lifestyle business, retirement, and the private community, which I'm launching, and a little business/personal update. So this is the agenda. We got 5 points to cover: lifestyle. Why are we working so hard, and get some clarity on why? We're going to talk about retirement and redefine what it means for me and maybe for you as well. I'm going to share 2 personal stories that really shaped my mindset in recent years, you could say. And hopefully that will touch your heart a little bit, I think, and maybe put things into perspective in life. We're going to talk about the community, what it's all about, what's the vision, and I'm going to showcase some people as well. So stay tuned for that. You're going to meet some of my members. And then we'll do a Q&A over a cake. Now, because I am doing this presentation and then you'll see my face, the issue is I'm not seeing your face. And I would love to see your face, okay? So if you could do me a favor, if you've got Instagram, I would love, you could do it now, you could do it later. I will give you some reminders throughout the presentation. I would love for you to tag me on your story at Eran Bukai and so on. And I would love to see it after, because that way I can actually connect with you later on Instagram and share it on my story, because I'm not always going to see you. And I will show you all my food in a moment as well, okay? I do have food here and I'll show all of that, but I would really love to see you as well. So that's the best way I could think of. So if you could do that, that would be much appreciated. So let's dive into lifestyle. Why are we working so hard? So quick backstory. In case you didn't know, I'm not 21. Okay, I know I put that as a joke in my description. I'm not 21. I'm actually 39. And 9 years ago, I was divorcing. I was unemployed. In case you guys didn't know, I was married for over 10 years, from 19 years old to 30. I was unemployed. I was on government support, getting benefits, whatever, because I was unemployed. I never went to high school. I have no formal education. I couldn't get a job because of that. And I was just on YouTube trying to figure out how to make a living. I had no connections and no idea how to make a living at the time. And I had no social media. And that was an early 2017. That was my status 9 years ago. And so why do we have a business? And this picture was taken, I think, I didn't get the exact date. I need to look into it, but I think it was Christmas or New Year's 2016. So this was at the time when I was transitioning from my previous life to trying to figure out how to make a living and stuff like that. This picture was taken in Sydney. And the question you want to ask yourself is, why do you have a business? What is the lifestyle you're looking for? What is the lifestyle business? Now, let me tell you something. If you ask me that question at the time, I will be like, what the heck are you even talking about? I've got no idea. How is this even relevant? What are you talking to me about lifestyle? The reality is that all I wanted to do is make a living. That's all I cared about. I just wanted to make a living. Like, how do I make a living? That's all that mattered at the time. And that was all that my attention was on. And so goals, motivations, and priorities have also changed over the years. And I wanted to share that journey with you a little bit. So why do we have a business? Do we want to travel 3 times a year? Do you want to have a family vacation twice a year? Do you want to have time to homeschool, time with your kids? Do you want to work from home and not have to commute? Do you want to work X amount of hours per day? How many days do you want to work? Do you want your spouse to work? Do you work together? Are you taking care of parents? Hobbies, passions, life crisis, emergencies you have to prepare for? What is the thing that you're working for, right? What's your why? And by the way, I'll share some photos along the journey as well as it goes through the slides. This is me in the Nomad Cruise in December 2023. And so I'd love to know in the comments, why do you have a business? Why did you decide to be crazy and decide that you want to make money online? Because it is not easy. It is definitely can be a little bit overrated and it's a lot of work. So why are you doing it? What's the reason behind it. I would love for you to share that. As I'm going through the comments to answer one question, yes, it is my mom tuning in. For Meryl, yes, it is. It is my mom tuning in, definitely, because she's a good mom and she does that. So it's awesome. Hi, mom. So while you're commenting that, I would love to know, and I'm going to share a little bit about my stuff, what I love to do, my hobbies, my passion, and stuff like that, and how my online business has enabled me to also do that. So I'm a soccer fanatic, in case you didn't know. I love going to big games. This is me in Italy, in Milano, April 2023, Champions League semifinal between the two Milan teams. This is me in France watching Lionel Messi in his final game in Paris. This is me in Brazil, on the left in Sao Paulo, early 2024. And also, shortly after, I actually went to the Beach World Cup final between Brazil and Italy. Brazil won. And this was late February. And this was actually in Dubai. It was kind of accidental. But as soon as I saw it's happening, I was like, I'm buying a ticket. And I went to the Beach World Cup final. So that was great. I also went to Madrid, to the Santiago Bernabeu. I went through all the trophies, the museum, and stuff like that. And so you can see I'm a bit of a soccer fanatic. I will happily spend my money to go and have these adventures and so on. Love reading the comments, by the way. Time and financial freedom. This is people answering why they are doing this, right? Time and financial freedom, being able to help others to earn online income. Another person said to pay for medical expenses, take pressure off our home expenses. Love that. Pet therapy is my passion and I want to help newbies. Love that. Passion, I want to be financially stable. Awesome. Health, family, freedom. Love that. Okay, I also love playing. This is a little footage of me actually playing football. In case you didn't know, I play soccer like every week. And this is me literally celebrating a goal in a game. You can actually find it on YouTube. I got a whole playlist on my YouTube channel of me playing soccer, in case you didn't know. So yeah, that's that. I would love to drag somebody to record me, to actually record more. But yeah, anyway, I will do that at some point. I also love playing chess, both in person and online. If you love playing chess, you can come back to this little presentation, come back and find the mate in two for these two different chess games. I love playing online. I play every day, and I love playing in person as well. So again, this video is actually on my YouTube channel as well. I love traveling. I love being nomadic. Obviously, I've been traveling a lot. This is me in Malta on a digital nomad cruise. And this is me and my brother in Bulgaria. During 6 weeks, we spent together and we launched confettipage.com. In case you didn't know, I'm the co-founder of confettipage.com. And my brother, Eran, he is also the co-founder of confettipage.com. We have this as a joint business. He created the whole thing. Also, I love spending time with my family and spoiling them. We have a nickname for me. It's like a family joke. My nickname is Sugar Bro. I mean, it's not my name all the time, but sometimes we kind of joke. Like if I buy something or I pay for something, they will say, "Thanks, Sugar Bro." Like, it's a bit of a family joke, little inside joke. On the right, you see me, my mom, my brother Elron, and my sister Shiny, which some of you have met. This is us in Portugal just a few months ago on a family holiday. And on the middle bottom, this is me and my other brother, Ophir, my sister Shiny, and my brother Elron. We're doing family games, board games night together in Israel. So I love spending time with my family. They know me very well. They know that I don't love to spend too much time, but I do love to spend time a couple of times a year and hang out, and we talk every week. We have a very, very close relationship, and so I'm very grateful to have them, and I'm extremely blessed to have a very, very loving and wonderful family. And my biggest passion, most of all, is I love helping people. And obviously, you know me as like the tech guy or the affiliate marketing guy or the DCT founder or whatever you know me as, right? That's obviously, you know me from the business side of things. That's just what you know of me, because that's what I've done. That's how I've made money online. That's how you got to know me. And so a lot of times people have said, "Oh my God, I love how you're so passionate about technology," or whatever. And to be honest, I couldn't care less. I'm not passionate about technology. I am passionate about helping people. And I just happen to have found technology and software to be something that a lot of people struggle with and something that I can pick up pretty quickly. And I'm not great, like I'm not a developer, I'm not a coder, but there's certain things I think I'm really reasonably good at, and I can definitely help people, and I can help people enough to the point that it's valuable enough for them to exchange their money with me. And that's really the point. And I love helping people, and I'll talk about that a lot more very soon as well. But that is what I truly love the most, and you'll see why shortly. And one of the things about helping people also is the thing that I love about it is with starting businesses. If you start a business, you can start a business that helps people, and you can make money, but you can also help people at the same time. And that's what I love business. I just think it's such a great way to make a difference in the world and so on. And this is something that that's what I want to spend the rest of my life doing, is helping other businesses, starting my own business, more businesses, whatever, and do it in a way that actually helps people. There is reason why you haven't seen me doing businesses that maybe would be easier to make money at, but to me, I'm not going to contribute to the world in that fashion, right? And I'll give you like a really random example. You know what I mean? There's businesses that people do, which you may have heard of, something called OnlyFans, where it's basically online prostitution, right? And people make a lot of money. We're managing, OnlyFans models and things like that, or AI models and things like that. And I think that is just complete insanity. That is not something that is helping the world become a better place. You will never, ever, ever, ever see me partake or encourage or be part of any sort of business that to me would be detrimental to society in some fashion. So the businesses that I do, or at least try to do, are things that are generally doing something positive in society to one degree or another. Some would be more helpful than others, right? But you will not find me doing these businesses that may make a lot of money, quote unquote, but I want to be able to sleep at night. That is more important to me when I start businesses. So now, this is an example of a new business ventures that I do. So for example, this is a little bit different to the tech side. This is a software called Subscription Tracker that I launched. And this is something that helps people, with their finances. So I love that. This is something that I love. I love numbers. I love tracking my numbers. And so I created the software for myself, and now I give it to others. And so this is a business that to me can do a lot of good in the world, which is not to do with making money online. It's not to do with software. It's not to do with Systeme.io, but it is going to help the world become a better place, because people are going to be more aware of their finances. They're going to be able to track their numbers better. And I think it's just going to be and make better, decisions in life financially. And I think that's a great business. There is also Daily Desk Fitness, which is a program for people who are desk workers, they're non-gym goers. And I did that with my personal trainer, Liam. And that's another business that, to me can help the world become a better place. Now, the thing is that it's not so much about my businesses. It's actually about everybody that is attending this webinar right now, people in my membership, people that are, hardworking people who have spent a lot of their life getting expert at different niches and different skill sets, which I will never have enough time in my lifetime to learn all those things. And so the ultimate way to actually make the world a better place is to showcase other people and helping them do what they're good at. And that's what I want to cover in today's webinar. This webinar, yes, you're here because of my birthday, and I really appreciate it. I'm very grateful for that. But it's so much not about me. It is so much more about you and about all the wonderful people in this community who can do so many incredible things. And they deserve the exposure to share their gifts to the world. Okay, we're going to take a little break because I am going to show you what I'm eating. And I would love for you to do your little story. And this is the reason I'm doing this now also is because this is a business. This is actually a business that I think okay, I'm back. So here's the thing that I want to show you, okay? First of all, I've been waiting to eat this all freaking day. This is my little dessert, little treat, and I will eat it soon. Once we take a little break. But this is a little thing, and I hope you've got your own snacks as well. And then I also have, because I'm health conscious these days, I've got a little fruit salad as well. And I've got my coffee in here. And I've got a little Coke Zero. In case you guys didn't know, Coke Zero is like a no sugar. Like a lot of bodybuilders actually have Coke Zero to it's just like to prevent like, it's got no sugar. So anyway, whatever. The point is a lot of bodybuilders. I went to like a beach thing with a bunch of bodybuilders a few months ago, and everybody were with Coke Zero. It's like a thing. Anyway, everybody, you're welcome. This is a good time to take a photo. And there's a reason why I'm showing you this particular dessert as well. So this dessert, this is something which is really interesting about business, okay? And I'm going to show you this in a second in my next slide. This particular dessert is actually macro counted. What that means is that I know how much fat, how much protein, how much calories this particular dessert is, which means that in my macro counted calories, what my quota for the day, which I get from Liam, I know, can I afford to eat that without putting on weight, for example, or putting on too much weight or whatever. Now, of course, just eating one dessert ain't going to make a difference, but it's just something for awareness purposes. And I'm going to show you something really interesting about that. But this is macro counted. Now, let me just share my screen again and go over that. By the way, this is a good time for you guys to take a photo if you want and share on your story. I would love to see what you guys are eating. I'll even see if I'm being tagged. I will actually have a look right now. So yeah, let me know. I would love to actually see what you guys are eating. So now let's go back to the slides, because this is a very, very important point that we're going to, I'm going to go over with you. So let me go back to the slides. Make sure I'm on the right slide. Let me know you could still hear me. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. So notice this is where I got this particular cake. Actually, somebody in the co-working gave me a little treat. I was going to get this exact one, so that was great. That was perfect. And you could see the calories are counted. There's how much fat, how much sugar, how much fiber, all that stuff. Now, you guys are all business owners or aspiring business owners. And let me tell you something that I have noticed because I'm in this fitness journey. I had realized the problem. This is something that I would look, this is not a business I'm going to do right now. I'm not like going to get dispersed to do that business, but I would love somebody to do that business at some point. And I think there's a huge market for it. And I think it's going to do a lot of good in the world. This is the type of thing that I'm thinking to myself in the future. My God, that'll be so cool to do. So in business, we follow numbers and finances and like how much money we make, how much we get in salary, how much subscriptions we are in, our money, how much money is coming out, what is our debt, what is our credit card, how much interest we're paying. Why are we not tracking all those healthy habits and aspect of eating? Like, what are we putting in our bodies? Like how much calories and protein and carbs and all that stuff. Now, let me tell you something. Liam's going to laugh. We had a bit of a joke about this earlier because the truth is I'm useless. Okay, I really am useless. I'm just not very good. I'm good at the math because if I look at the macro counted information in front of me, I have an app. It's called MyFitnessPal, and I can calculate all that stuff, and that's great. I don't necessarily understand what it means. I don't understand exactly how it works. But if Liam tells me this is your number for this, this, and this, if I know the numbers for the food I'm eating or my options, then I can calculate correctly and keep track of that. Why? And I know, like this is just to show you on the left right here. This is the desserts menu at the co-working that I'm at. And everything is counted. Everything is like, they've got all the information for people because everybody's there, like kind of gym people and stuff like that. Now, I want you to think about when you've gone to a restaurant the last time. When was the last time you saw a menu that has all this information? Like, to me, it's kind of crazy. Like, why is it not normal that restaurants provide this information up front? And why is it not normal that we as humans don't get taught how to do those things in school? So as we grow up and we start eating ourselves, we know how to do all those things. Like, I mean, obviously there's a level of degree here of how strict you're going to be with all this stuff. It's not the point, but I can tell you, I know nothing about any of this. And to me, it's just interesting. It's just an interesting omission in the world. It's like such a missing thing to me. So that's an example. That's just something that I wanted to just share. I think it's a really interesting perspective. So I would love for you to share a little bit about you. Like, what is your passions? What are you passionate about? What, if you had all the money in the world, or you didn't have to worry about money, what would you spend your time on? Whether it's to, bring yourself joy, or your family joy, or, make the world a better place, or whatever it is. Some people have different priorities, and that's okay. I would love to know, what does that look like? While you do that, I am going to dive into the next topic, which is retirement. By the way, I'm loving seeing people's comments. I'm seeing it here. Isabel said, I count all my calories. Amazing. Diane, I track everything I eat. Amazing. Deanne said, I love my FitnessPal. Just forgot to enter my meals. Bonnie said, they don't want to scare you away. The amount of sugar out there. Exactly. That's so interesting. I'll tell you another point, though. Mark, there's a lot of people who are health conscious who don't go to restaurants because they don't provide this information. But if they did provide this information, there's probably a whole market of people who actually would go because they know what that means. Okay. Let's talk about retirement and redefine, what does it mean to me personally? And also you. All right, so if somebody comes up to you and says, I'm retired, what the hell does that mean to you? First of all, you guys who've been with me for a long time, you know that I'm a bit of a planner. So you might be thinking, Eran, what the hell are you talking about retirement? So I'm going to do a little quiz. How long do you think I have been thinking about this topic of retirement? And I'm not going to give you a random answer. I'm going to show you proof. I'm going to show you receipts of how long that's been. So I created a workspace in Airtable back in August 2020. This is so funny to me. When I was going through the presentation and putting this together, by the way, I think every single one of you at some point or another, you need to just document your life and do a little timeline and a time chart of whether it's your journal, or whether it's going through your computer, or whether it's papers that you have lying around, or your phone book, or your phone, like your photos, and just put things in a timeline. You will find the most fascinating things that you totally forgot about. And a lot of times things have actually come into fruition. Some things you forgot about, but now they're real. And it's just such a fascinating exercise. I've been putting this presentation together for probably about 2 weeks. And I laugh so much at different points throughout this journey. Okay, so this is how long I've been thinking about retirement. August 2020. Now, what the hell happened in August 2020? We will talk about that. Now, I sent an email probably about a week ago, and the email subject line was weekend thoughts, when I shared my thoughts about retirement a little bit. And Cindy replied to one of those to that email, and she gave me a whole email. I don't want to read the entire email because we don't have enough time, and we have so much to go over. But there's a couple of things she said which I absolutely loved, and there's actually a lot of things she said which I loved. First thing she said, life isn't meant to be something we retire from. It's meant to be something we continually grow into. Love that. Retirement isn't about stepping away. It's about stepping into a new chapter with purpose, passion, and presence. Absolutely love that as well. So now, the definition, if you were to Google it, it's the action or fact of leaving one's job and ceasing to work. Now, obviously, if we were to look at traditional retirement in my journey, it's a freaking joke, right? Like, get a formal education, maybe student loan, get a job, climb the corporate ladder, save money, buy a house, live off passive investments, etc. I never went to high school. I worked as a volunteer until I was 30. I've never made any money until my 30s, just so you know. I travel and I invest in property. And that's kind of my vision of doing that. And also, I create passive income online. That's kind of my vision on what I want to do. And invest in properties, I'm still very, very early days. I only have one property so far. Hopefully, I'll have more as I go. But you get the idea. Now, my definition of retirement, this is my sister, by the way. This is us in Lisbon in September. We did a holiday, just the two of us. And it's living off X amount of dollars in passive income and working 1 to 2 hours per day on that business that makes the money. And the rest can be passive projects, which could also mean businesses, if that's what I'm into, which I am. But also pursue whatever interests, like hobbies and family and all that stuff. Playing chess, playing soccer, whatever. So now, what do we call that? Do we label that semi-retirement? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Do I go to people now and say, hi, I'm semi-retired? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. If we look at the percentages, it's going to look something like this. This is how much sleep. I guess it's a bit of a third. Work is maybe this much, because business and work, that doesn't, I don't know, to me, I don't see myself completely stopping. Family, friends, and then passions, goals. I think if this is going to be my pie chart, I'll be pretty content with that. And maybe we don't label it at all. And instead of saying I'm retired, we just say I'm living. And that's it. That's just how we live. And that's just, we build our own life the way we want it. Now, before you knew me online, I actually did volunteer work in Australia from the age of 16 to the age of 30. And I've never earned money throughout that period. I had my food and expenses and accommodations covered for me by the group that I was a part of. And in exchange, I volunteered to help people. And that's always been my goal, was to help people. And that's all I did. That's what I did my entire 30s. That's all I've done. If you want to know more about that journey and a little bit more about my story, then there is a podcast on my YouTube channel captured in a podcast interview with a friend of mine, Krista. And she's in Bali. We did this in Bali, actually. And I'm so grateful to her because she was probably like an amazing conversation that just captured anything I could possibly want to talk about on my life and the journey and so on. And so if you curious about that, then you can listen to that podcast later. But that's always been my goal. Like, I don't think anybody in their right mind will not make any money for their entire 20s until they're 30 if they didn't actually just generally want to help people. That's just where I was at. That was where my goal was at, and that was always been a passion of mine. But as I transitioned away from that lifestyle and I basically stopped working and being part of that group, and also I got a divorce at the time as well. I was unemployed. I obviously didn't have any formal education. I couldn't get a job. And I was just trying to figure out a way to make money online. And that was early 2017. I was just at that stage. Of purely trying to make a living. And that was it. I was just trying to survive. That was the motivation, nothing else. Now, little story. I was reading a lot of books to learn business and stuff like that. And one of the books I read was How to Win in the Sport of Business with Mark Cuban. And he's a self-made billionaire. He sold his company in 99 to Yahoo for $5.7 billion. And he became a billionaire, and he bought a NBA basketball team, Dallas Mavericks, in 2000. And so on. And so when I read that book and I read what he did, because I'm so passionate about football and soccer, soccer, not football, but it's a combination. I'm so passionate about that. I love playing football and all that. And I never became a professional, even though if I wasn't a volunteer in a parallel universe, I probably would have tried to be a professional. I I don't know that I would have made it, to be honest. I don't think I was as driven as a kid as I am now. I don't have that same drive as I do now. I just didn't, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would have done great in the parallel universe, but that was definitely what I was passionate about. And so when I read that book, I was like, okay, if I didn't make it as a soccer player, that's okay. I can become super rich and freaking buy a soccer team. And that's what I'll do. And so my goal and motivation has evolved to, I don't want to make a living. I want to get ultra rich. I just want to be a billionaire. I want to be so rich so I can buy a soccer team. And that was it. Now, this is a little bit of an inside joke with my family, even my brother. He knows me so well, me and Elron. So this is actually a football game I went in Dubai. And I think this was, I don't think Ronaldo played in that game. He played in the game before. But I went to, this is in Abu Dhabi, actually. And this is a stadium in Abu Dhabi. And I want you to draw your attention to a couple of signs. First of all, there's the goal sign, like in the TV screen. And then there's the name of the stadium. And I sent that to my brother. And then he sent me back. This is photoshopped, obviously. But he sent me back this picture on WhatsApp. I laughed so much. It was so funny. As I was going through my phone book, I was like, oh my God, that is hilarious. So he put that, he sent it to me as a Photoshop, you know. He knows me so well. And so that was like my motivation, you know. And then, you know, as time evolved, I was like, okay, I want to buy property because I've been wanting to, buy property and stuff like that as well. And so I bought a property in Perth, Australia. And this is my property. In case you didn't know, I have a property there, investment property. This is pretty much the day that I bought it. That's what it looks like. And it was brand new and it was great. So this is what it looks like, the kitchen, the bedroom, all that good stuff. And then once I've done that, I wanted to go travel. This is November 2020. And so I moved to Dubai. This is me doing skydiving in Dubai. In case you haven't seen that video, it is also on my YouTube channel. Oh my God, it's so funny. Bonnie said, love it so much. Your brother is the best. He knows your love language. Absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah, vision board. Yeah, absolutely. And so the next phase was like, okay, June 2024, I was like, I want to get healthy and fit. To be honest, I didn't care about being healthy. I wanted abs. That was it. That's all I cared about. I just wanted abs. And so what I did is in June 2024, up until today, I've actually been living in Bali with Liam, who's a personal trainer and a nutritionist, and he's been coaching me, and he's been taking care of my diet. He's been cooking for me for a portion of this, for a lot of this time as well, and taking care of the food, counting all my calories, and writing the program, training me personally, writing the program, coaching me, you name it. He's done everything with me. And I have been his only client so we've been together for almost a year and a half now. And for the first entire year, I was his only client. He's now working to get more clients as well. But for the first year, I was his only client this entire time. And, you know, this is us doing ice bath. This is me and Willow, his dog, which he adopted when we arrived here. And, you know, it's been a wonderful journey. I mean, it's truly been life-changing, and I'll show you a little bit about that shortly as well. Now, my time with Liam is coming to an end in a week, and I will go back to live in Dubai for 3 months. Liam will continue coaching me online and helping me maintain my results, diet, and training me as an online coach. And I'll share more about that shortly. But that's coming to an end, this particular journey of living together. And I'm very happy with everything that I've accomplished, basically. Okay, I've got a couple of stories for you which I want to share. And before we do, I would love to just have a little, I'm going to have a little bit of a fruit if you don't mind, because I'm starving now. Let me just, before I talk about my story, those 2 stories, I would love to know what you guys think so far. There I am. Hi, everybody. I thought it's good if I just show my face a little bit. It is a birthday, so might as well have some food and enjoy. We've got 46 people here right now on YouTube, which is great. I actually can't see how many people we have on Facebook. We probably have a similar amount. Some lovely comments. I used to live in Dubai, crazy place. Absolutely. Grew up in Dubai, love it. Love it. It's a vision board. Absolutely. Bonnie knows my love language. Absolutely. Bonnie so far amazing. Love it. Didn't know that Mark Cuban. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Love destruction about the retirement. I'm living. Yeah, good on you, Diane. Awesome. Retirement on purpose. Absolutely. Living. Yep. Shifting your lifestyle from paycheck to better lifestyle routines. Yeah, love that. Erica referring to the food. Yeah, absolutely. I could retire, but I don't have plans to retire. Could pivot to just, yeah, absolutely. Could not agree more with Sydney. Absolutely. I don't see myself retiring ever. Enjoy my work too much. Love that. Yeah. Yeah, my fruit is delicious. Making me hungry. You guys should eat. I don't know why you guys not eating. You should have a snack while I'm doing this. Right. Let's get back to it. Make sure you can hear me. Let's go back to the slides. Okay, now I am gonna go to get really personal here. So I will try to stay composed. Story number 1. So, quick backstory to give some context. In December 2023, I was on the Nomad cruise, and it was going from Spain to Brazil. Then I stayed in Brazil from December to February 2024. Early 2024, by the way, that is when I messaged Liam about the idea of training me full-time in Bali, and we started planning towards that. So it took a few months for us to actually make that happen. Now, between February and May 2024, I planned to be in Dubai. I fully paid for my rent 3 months in advance. But Dubai, a desert, okay? A desert. Like, what the heck? I think I misspelled desert because, I misspelled dessert because I've been thinking about desserts all day. But it's a desert and it flooded. Like, this is what happened in Dubai. Look at this. This is 17th of April, 2024. This is my apartment. And downstairs, everything flooded. I could not leave the building for 4 days. We had no water. And the desert flooded, which is like crazy. Now, when this happened, I was like, it's going to take weeks to recover. I paid for the rent already. I've been there for 2 months. I still have a month left in the rent. And I was like, there's no way I'm sticking around. Like, it's just a joke, right? Like, the gym in front of me was closed. The soccer place was closed. Like, it was just like, I don't want to stick around. Like, I have a digital nomad lifestyle because of the ability to move around because of quality of life. If you're the city I'm in flooded, that is not good quality of life. So I'm like, I'm out of here. So I went to Israel. And I went to Israel and I flew there. And I don't know exactly what day it was. It was probably maybe 3 or 4 days after this. So maybe 21 of April, something like that. And on the 26th of April, I ended up seeing my grandma. Oh no, 25th of April. I saw my grandma, and then I was actually the last grandchild to see her, and she passed away the next morning. And so I posted this on Instagram. This is 27th of April, 2024. And this is what I wrote. Not sure if this is luck or fate or God's plan. Nevertheless, I am grateful to have been able to spend time with grandma the night before she decided to move on. In her 90s, had one hell of an inspiring ride. 11 children, 50 grandchildren, many more great grandchildren. What a life and a legacy she created. And then I'll tell you a little story about the funeral. She passed away on the 26th of April. And I got the phone call from my dad or my mom. Oh, no, from my dad, I think. Probably about 9 a.m. in the morning. And so we went to the funeral. The funeral happened a few hours later, probably 2 p.m., something like that, or 1 p.m. And the funeral, there was, I don't know how many people, probably 300 or more, maybe 400 people that showed up to the funeral in a matter of 5 hours. And I stood there in the funeral, and of course, people were grieving, and it was sad. I don't know if I was sad because, I mean, she was obviously old and someone, and I was more kind of shocked. I don't know what the word. I don't even know what the word is. I was shocked. I was surprised. I was inspired by how many people showed up and the legacy that she left. And this is the first time I was like, mate, she is richer than any billionaire that exists, basically. Now, Mark Cuban has his own family, so I'm not saying that he's not rich in those departments as well. That's not the point. The point is that when I looked at that, when I was in the funeral, I thought to myself, wow, that is, I don't know, it just shifted something in my mind about the concept of wealth or being ultra rich. I was like, that is just a completely different way. That was what kind of inspired me very differently. So that's the first story. Now, I'm going to go back on the camera. I'm going to show you something as well. And I'd love to know, do you have kids? Do you have grandkids? Feel free to share in the comments as well. I would love to know, get to know you on a more personal level if you would like to share. I'll come back on the screen. I'll have a little snack. Now, we have another participant here in today's little birthday. So my grandma is here with us as well. She gave me this gift the last night before she passed away. She gave me this little thing. There's a picture of her and her late husband, my grandfather, which I never met. And she gave me this as a gift. And I take this around with me wherever I go and so on. So she gets to travel the world with me. She gave me 2 gifts, actually. This one, and then there's another thing that she gave me as well. I don't have it here with me. But yeah, she goes with me everywhere, and she is here participating in this celebration. So yeah. Edla, 2 granddaughters, love that. Amazing. Bonnie said grandmas are special. Thank you for honoring her inspiration to you. Absolutely. Breakthrough moment. Absolutely. 3 kids. Amazing. Edla, amazing. Thank you guys so much for sharing, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, you guys ready for story number 2? I have 3 grandchildren that are committed to their careers, do not want children. I'm fine with that. Amazing. Absolutely fantastic. This is not, by the way, everybody's got a choice. It's not like, oh my God, you have to. Everybody's got a different priority. That's okay. You know what I mean? It's not about shaming somebody for having a different life choice. Some people want kids, some people don't want kids. That's okay. But I just looked at, that was just something for me. It kind of did something, I have 2 grandkids, and thanks to working part-time, I was able to spend a lot of time with the little one this year to support my daughter. Amazing. Only 1 kid on my 46th birthday. Amazing. 3 kids, 8 grandkids, 9 great-grandsons. Joyce. Wow. Isabel, 2 teen daughters. Amazing. Rose, I believe everything happens for a reason. Absolutely. What a beautiful story. I spent 4 days a week with my granddaughter. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. I appreciate it. All right, story number 2. Now, if you guys read my emails, some of you are avid email readers, you would know this story. So let's talk about that. Again, if you guys are on Instagram and tagging me, then I will see it. Yay. Awesome. All right, story number 2. Let me just make sure that you guys can still hear me. Okay. So this is an email that I sent out a few months ago. And I'm just going to read it out to you quickly. I took certain snippets. And this is the email. This one's about life. This kind of life, the kind of life that doesn't get enough attention in our entrepreneurial circles. Let's get to it. Recently, I've been traveling and visiting family, big extended family. What I experienced yesterday was something unique, something I don't think most people get the privilege to witness, and I think it's worth sharing. Every time I visit family in recent years, there's a little tradition. My dad and I go for a day-long drive to visit relatives together. We visit as many relatives as we can in one direction. It's like a one-day family road trip, house to house. And yesterday we did it again. We visited 3 couples in their homes. It was just me, my dad, and these relatives. One-on-one in their homes, talking about life, catching up, no big family gathering, no distraction, just presence. Here's the craziest part by the numbers. Between those 3 couples, they've been married for a combined total of 161 years. They have a combined total of 10 children, combined total of 32 grandchildren. And when I took that in, I thought, how many people ever get to experience something like that in a single day? 3 marriages that lasted a lifetime and still going strong, all still alive, all still together, all in one day, in a one-on-one conversation. Now, I made up names, okay? I made up names. Meet Jill and Javier. It's not really their names, but close enough. So this is my dad's oldest sister and her husband. They've been married for 50 plus years. They've got 4 kids and 14 grandchildren. This is us playing Rumikub, if you're familiar with that game. At the table, I assure you, they had a very beautiful smiley faces. And it was really nice talking to them. And I learned so much. This is my uncle. Oh, well, this is my aunt, my dad's sister, and this is her husband. And I learned so much about them and their mindset. And he's been a provider his whole life, and she raised a beautiful family. And it was just, I learned so much. Honestly, I learned so much from him. I never get to talk to him. Nobody gets to talk to him because it's always family gatherings. But it was just really great to meet him. And I kind of make an effort to visit him every time now. Then this is obviously an AI generated image because I don't have a picture for you. Always to maintain privacy and stuff like that. But this is my mom's oldest brother with his wife. They've been married for 50 years plus. I think 56 is the exact amount. 4 kids, 9 grandchildren. And then the last one is actually my dad's uncle. And this is a really cool one because what happened is that I was talking to my dad, and we were trying to figure out who else can we visit if it's going to be productive. And he said, I'd love to visit my uncle. And I'm like, which uncle? I don't know who that is. And it turned out that this was actually because my grandma passed away, as I said. And so the grandparent generation on my mom's side are all passed away. And the same in my dad's side, they're all passed away. And he was the last remaining. He was my grandma's brother. He's the last one alive. And he actually was living with his wife at the time. This was a few months ago. And my dad hasn't seen him in several years. And he said, I'd love to go meet him. They don't live too far. And so we went to visit them. And I've never met them ever. At least not that in my adult life. Maybe when I was a baby, I may have seen them. But I've never seen them. Otherwise, I've never met them. And it was more fascinating to me to watch my dad talk to him because he was like the cool uncle for my dad. And so having my dad be that kid again and reliving memories was amazing. He was in a wheelchair. He was not well physically. He was, I think, 95. But he was still full of life and recalled everything and all that stuff. And so I ended the email with this little thing. And I said, it made me reflect after, visiting these three amazing couples. And by the way, my parents at the time, my parents are now married for 40 years. They were married for 39 years at the time that this happened. And so if you put my parents into the equation of that entire day, because I saw them as well, and so on, then I saw 200 years of marriage in a single day and had one-on-one conversation with four different couples, if you put that in perspective, which is just incredible. And so it made me reflect, what will life look like when I reach that point? What will matter at that time? What will I remember? What will I regret? What will I cherish? And I tried to put myself in my shoes, and I tried to feel what they might be feeling, the memories, the highs and lows, the things they do again, the things they change. And the answers, at least from what I gathered from them, were very clear. Family, kids, grandkids, that's it. That's literally all they care about. It's all they talk about. Everything else was secondary. Business, secondary. Investments, secondary. Interest rates, recessions, challenges, everything was secondary. They weren't thinking about how they could have optimized their investment portfolio better or how many businesses they exited. It wasn't what mattered. And by the way, I don't know how financially well off they were or whatever, but they've provided for their family for a long time. And, looking at their house, I mean, I can guesstimate they've done relatively well for themselves. They've led a successful life financially too. But all they cared about was kids, grandkids, and all that. And so I'm sitting here processing all this. And to be honest, nothing has changed from when I wrote this email. I'm still processing it to some degree. And I'm asking myself, what am I focusing on? What am I chasing? What am I building? Is it aligned with what I care about when I'm 90? I don't have all the answers. And honestly, I'm still processing a lot of these special meetings. And I'm kind of using this email newsletter to journal my thoughts. And I thought I'll share this experience. It might be valuable to share with you and hopefully get some value out of it. So thanks for reading. And that was the email. So that's that. Hopefully this was resonated with some of you. Isabel Techie, I remember reading that email. I used to do that with my parents too every time going home in Portugal with huge family. Absolutely. Han, beautiful memories. I have 3 middle-aged children, 4 grandchildren approaching illnesses. Amazing. Dutch, French, and American. Amazing. Yeah. Family is everything. It's why we work so hard. Absolutely. I have 2 official God kids. Love that. And 2 unofficial ones. Happy to spoil them and there for everyone. Absolutely. Thanks, Mom. That's my mom, by the way, because you didn't know. Awesome. Alrighty, so now we are going to talk about community. So we're going to talk about next. While I do that, this is something that I didn't actually cover in my slides. My goal is by next year, everything I'm going to show you next is really set up in a way that by next year, I would like to be at that definition of retirement, if that makes sense. In the hopes that, let's say, anywhere between the next 1 to, let's say, 6 years, let's say, I could start a family. That will be kind of my idea. Sorry, Mom, if that's not in your timeline. But that will be kind of like, in my mind, I'm thinking about what I'm thinking about. And a lot of things I'm going to share with you as well next in the community and all that is in alignment with that concept. Like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, okay, how can I get myself to that point where I can, let's just say I have a family next year. How can I be ready for that? That will be the idea, basically. That's kind of what I'm thinking with. And a lot of the business adjustments, updates, upgrades is with that in mind, basically. That's kind of what I'm thinking with. So everything I'm going to show you about the community in the moment is going to cover that. All right. Let's dive into the next part, which is going to be community. Share my screen. All right, what is this all about? What's the future vision? And do a bit of showcase. So first of all, why community? How come have I not done this from day one or haven't done it before? Why now? How is this any different than Facebook groups? What's the backstory, the journey? I'm going to talk about that now. So quick recap on the journey. So early 2017, I showed you this little visual, but now I'm going to take you through the journey and how I'm evolving things, because context matters. Why community now matters a lot. This is not something I've taken lightly to do this. So when I started, I was unemployed, divorced, no job, discovered entrepreneurship, started working online and making money with affiliate marketing and remote sales. This was early 2017. June 2018, I got scammed basically. I lost my online income and I ended up with 55K debt. I started a 9 to 5 doing B2B sales at an M&A. M&A stands for mergers and acquisition. M&A software company, and I was side hustling evenings and weekends trying to make money online, doing my own business. This was June 2018. August 2019, this is the service provider era. I quit my job a few months earlier. I was struggling with my side hustle and barely making ends meet. And I started building websites, becoming a service provider. And that was the breakthrough for me. By June 2020, which remember the day where I started thinking about retirement, I became debt free. Remember that 55K debt? I cleared off my debt. I was making enough money to live on and started saving. And I was building websites as a full-time business with 2 to 3 freelancers working for me. Basically, that was what was happening at the time. This was July 2020. So that took me about a year approximately to become debt free. November 2021, I bought a property. I saved up $70,000 and was able to buy my first home with a 20% deposit. I launched a membership 6 months later. I was doing everything solo. I had no team. November 2022, the next era was travel. I left Australia to become a digital nomad. I started traveling the world, starting with Dubai. I also went to Italy, France, Bulgaria, Czech, Portugal, Spain, Albania, Brazil, etc. June 2024 was my fitness journey. I moved to Bali with a full-time personal trainer and nutritionist to live with me, cook for me, train me, and help me get in a great physical shape. At the time, I am being so blunt about it. I could not care less about any of that. All I wanted is abs. I just wanted freaking abs. That was it. You ask me, what am I moving to Bali for? Abs. Why am I paying Liam? Abs. I wanted 6-pack in 6 months. That was my motto. That's all I cared about. Pretty quickly, I realized that that is like so far away from reality. The idea of having abs is equivalent to somebody saying, I want to be rich. And that's it. It's like, okay, great. And do you want to start a business for that? Or do you want to invest or buy property? Or how are you going to get rich? Oh, you mean I have to work? Yeah, you have to actually work to be able to get rich. Like, that was literally like the equivalent of my mindset. I was like, I want abs. And it was like such a naive concept. Like, I was like, I just want abs. But in reality, when you start a business, you're like, I want to make money. Well, you got to learn about marketing, social media, customer acquisition, messaging, offers, what to sell, who to sell. How do you solve problems? How do you give people value so they're willing to give you money? How do you get people to trust you? How do you collect testimonials? There is all those things that you have to do to be able to not even get rich, just make a living online. And so I learned pretty quickly that I need to shift my entire lifestyle completely. If I have any idea of wanting having abs or anything like that, I need to fix my lifestyle. And so this is my transformation. This is not the best photos, to be honest. Like the one on the right it's reasonable. But yeah, still I'm pretty happy with it. I started sleeping at nighttime like a normal human, which a lot of you have known me for a long time. You know, I used to do the craziest hours, the craziest schedule. I've been eating healthy, 95% vegan, macro counted and all that. I've been drinking water daily, 2 liters or more, which I didn't used to do. I go to the gym 5 times a week. I do strength training. I do cardio. I play soccer 1 to 3 times a week, 3 to 5 hour game time total. I do recovery 2 days per week. Ice bath, sauna, massage, you name it. I have a structured, healthy, and disciplined routine. And also, like I do ice bath and sauna probably not every night of the week, but most nights I do sauna and ice bath as well. And so that's, been the journey for the last year, maybe 8, maybe 16 months approximately. And the reality is that with that journey, I have done it enough that I've built the discipline and the structure and the normality. Like it's normal now. For me, I don't love the gym. I don't love having to like show up every day. I don't love counting calories. It's not like, oh, this is great, but it's something that I'm accustomed to. It's something that I'm used to now. It's part of my routine. It's normal. And so when something is enough of a habit, then you can put your attention on other things as well, because all of a sudden it's just part of life. Now, you might have other routines in your life that maybe you go for a walk every day. Maybe you eat breakfast. Maybe you have 3 meals per day. Maybe you have date night at X day of the week or whatever, like Monday or Friday or whatever. Whatever ritual you personally have, even Christmas, maybe you celebrate Christmas and that's a ritual. The point is that when something is ingrained in your life, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. And that's where I'm at on my Bali journey. And that's why something like managing a community is something that I feel I can actually do, because I've got a routine now. It's not the crazy situation that I was before, which was like insane schedule. I actually have a routine now that's healthy, and I can maintain a disciplined lifestyle physically, financially, and supporting the community as well. Okay, so that's the journey. Now, what's next? Why community? Let's talk about that again. So AI is taking over so many things. Okay, and I did a webinar on that a couple months, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, something like that. AI is changing everything. I do encourage you. I was going to take it off, and I thought, it's such a good webinar. I'm just going to keep it on. So you're welcome to check it out later. But AI is truly changing everything. And I really think that to be able to protect my business, community is the next logical step that's going to protect me and my business for years to come. That's what I see. It's also going to simplify my business. And by the way, there is 2 parts to this particular webinar that I've saved to the very end, which I don't expect to stick around if you don't want to. I will share you what those are, but I'm going to really give you a bit of an inside look into my business, my marketing strategy, my traffic strategies, and all that stuff. For those people who are interested in that, I will leave it to the end. You can stick around, and I'm happy to share that as well. But I'm using this community launch to also simplify my business, and I'll show you how. And the last thing is to create a hub that centralizes everything that I do with one place for access and for support. Because you've seen, I got a lot of things going on. I've got the Canva membership that I did, the templates and guides, DCT Plus, DCT VIP. I've got Confetti. I've got marketing hashtag, the software. I've got Daily Desk Fitness. I've got the softwares that I want to launch. There's a lot of things that I want to do. And so where can I organize everything in one community? And that's what I wanted to do. And I'll show you the vision that I had for that, not in 2020. I had that vision for this in 2016, late 2016, and I'll show you that shortly. Before I get there, I want to talk about different problems that exist with my audience, with you, with people that are following me. Chances are I'm going to go over 4 different problems, and chances are you are probably struggling with at least one of them, or at least have struggled with one of them. Let's talk about technology and software. How am I going to solve that, or how am I solving that? The first thing is that I have simplified things for people, because I tell people, look, you want to make money online, you want to start a business, just use Systeme.io. It's not to say that Kajabi isn't good, or Go High Level, or WordPress, or Mighty Networks, or Kartra, or any of these other solutions. It doesn't mean that you can't make money with these ones too. There is plenty of successful people who use other tools. But Systeme.io is just a winner on so many levels. It does everything. It's affordable. And I just chose to bank on it and centralize my business around that. So that is what I tell. I give people a stable point. Like, okay, you want to make money? Great. Use Systeme.io. Now, if you don't want to use Systeme.io and you've done your research, you're like, I don't want to use it. No worries. My tech support is not for you. It's not a problem. You could still join my community, by the way, which is a very important point here, because my community is not just about Systeme.io. My community is going to be about many things. But if you want my DCT support, my Systeme.io support, my tech support, Systeme.io is the place to go. So that's how I simplify tech. Now with Systeme.io, I can then structure my focus to create a lot of YouTube content, a lot of tech tutorials. By the way, as I was creating the slides, I took a screenshot today. I am at 999 videos on YouTube. You know which one is video number 1000? The live stream you're watching right now. How freaking incredible is that? I mean, that is so cool. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, that's freaking cool. So yeah, I've got a lot of YouTube tutorials. I've got more coming very soon. I'm really excited to share my upcoming videos and all that. And I'll talk about that shortly, but I've got a lot of YouTube tutorials, and I can really spend a lot of time providing support for people there. I also have a Facebook group, free Facebook group for people for tech support. And I have also a paid membership, DCT Plus, which some of you know about, where we provide 5 group calls per week with my team, and you can get help from my team. It's like office hours, and you just get help in a group setting / one-on-one. Now, this price point is $27 a month or $197 a year for the paid membership for DCT Plus, but it's actually closed at the moment. But at the end of this webinar, I will share with you how you can get 6 months for free. Stay tuned for that. Now, I am adding to that aspect of supporting people in Skool, in a private community. Oh yeah, this is a slide that I didn't finish. But this is good. You can see the screenshots here. That's okay. I wanted to give you a little snippet of the type of support in Systeme.io that you're going to see in the Skool community. Now, this is a bit different than my tech membership, and I'll explain. Because I am going to be more involved in the tech support, then I am going to actually do calls with people or record videos for specific challenges that people have. Now, this is one particular recording that I've already put up, and this is such a great question, and I'm kind of annoyed that I wasn't able to showcase this lady. Her name is Fonda. She's in my tech membership, and she gave me permission to use a one-on-one call that I did with her. She paid me for a one-on-one call to figure out how to set up a paid blog in Systeme.io. Very similar to how Substack functions. And so I did a half-an-hour Zoom call one-on-one with Fonda, and with her permission, I uploaded that to the members area to show people how to do that. So the type of support on Systeme.io is hyper personalized. It's not the same as YouTube. YouTube is going to continue to be evolved. You still get the free help and the free tutorials of all the features and how to do things. But hyper support, hyper specific questions, hyper how do I do granular XYZ scenario, that is all going to be in Skool, and I'll be doing this either in one-on-one setting, group setting, or just record things myself and posting it there. And that's why I'm really excited about that, because it's really not something that is course material. It's much more about a very, very specific use case. And it's not even that YouTube searchable, to be honest. So I don't even want to bother putting it on YouTube. It's just going to be exclusive to the community, that stuff. And it could be really hyper specific. Like you might be telling me in the community, Eran, so I have 3 ebooks that I wrote, and I want to have a community on the back end, and I want to sell coaching something. How do I set up in Systeme.io? And I will literally walk you through exactly how to do it in half an hour video, 20 minutes video, and give you hyper specific, hyper personalized support on how to do something. That is the goal. That is what's so different about the tech support there. Now, what the hell's happening with the VIP membership, the DCT Plus membership, the tech support membership, etc.? Let me explain. I've had people banging on my door trying to join or ask me to join, and let me tell you why it's not open right now. This is a little bit of inside skinny. There is going to be a white label feature in Systeme.io. I don't know when that's going to be released. Actually, that's a lie. I have an idea of when it's going to be released, but I don't really know, because until it's released, I don't truly know exactly when. I've been told an estimate, but the estimate, this is the 3rd time I've been given an estimate and it still hasn't been released. So I don't know. So I'm half lying. And so I don't want to say when, because I don't really know, and that could extend. And so I am waiting for that to happen, because that will probably mark a fundamental shift in my business, potentially, not definitely. In case you didn't know, what is a white label? A white label is basically where you are given a specific product which allows you to put your name on it, and you can sell it as your own. And so Systeme.io is going to give me permission to use the funnel software, put DCT or Eran Bukai, whatever I want to call it, and sell it as a service / software myself. That is what a white label is. And by the way, I truly do not recommend most people to do this business. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to try, and I think it's a big business mistake for them. But that's a topic for a different discussion. I'm happy to answer questions on that at the end of this if you want. The reason I'm saying that is because I've actually done a funnel builder white label business in the past. This was 2019, 2020, during the time when I was started to, grow. And I was doing that using a different funnel software. It was not Systeme.io. And that particular funnel software was not Go High Level. It was not Systeme.io. It was software called Simvoli, by the way. And I did it at the time, and I made money with it, and it's fine, and so on. And I still have white label. To be honest, I still actually, to this day, I still have some white label customers. But I don't recommend this business model for most people, which, again, if you have questions about that, I'm happy to answer those at the end. At the end, I had 2 stuff working for me, and I ended up downsizing and just running it solo. And it wasn't a white label. I just turned it into a freelance agency, which is what Eran Funnels became. Now, there are different questions that I need to make sure I get answered when it's launching, and I don't know what those answers are going to look like. How will the pricing work? How will the support work? How would account cancellation work? How would migrations work? How would the white label migrations closure work? This is important because there's going to be people who are going to say, I want to start a white label. They're going to start a white label, and pretty quickly, they're going to find out, oh my God, I can't do this, or I don't want to do this. And so they're going to have a few customers who are going to be left alone, left in the dark and stuck. And what's going to happen with their website? How is it going to be moved? Could I buy other people's white labels? How that there's variables that are, there's a lot of thinking that needs to be done by the Systeme.io team. And I don't know that they have done that yet. Maybe they have. And by the way, I have actually given a full PDF documentation to the Systeme.io development team and the CEO probably about 6 months ago, to give them all my insights about all these hidden features and things that I think they need to take into account. Whether they did anything with it or not, I don't know, but I have shared my insights on that. So we'll see what happens. How would the affiliate commissions change or evolve? And Systeme.io is very generous as it is. They pay 60% affiliate commission. So is the 40% revenue per referral actually justified? Those are questions I still have, and so I don't know. Now, the next slides, please, no screenshots. This is a disclaimer, big fat disclaimer. I'm only predicting what the white label features are going to look like in terms of pricing. That's my prediction. I don't know if it's true. This is complete guess. I have no insights from anybody on this, from the CEO or anything like that. But this is the Systeme.io pricing. Freemium, startup, webinar, unlimited, monthly and annual. Now, the way it works is very simple. Somebody's going to be signing up and they want to use the startup, the price is going to be the same. And they could sign up under me. Now, the thing that I'm predicting, and I don't know if it's true or not, is if I am on the unlimited plan, I can offer white label for people up to the unlimited plan. Whereas if you are on the 17 a month or 170 a month, you can offer the white label plan only up to that level. That is my prediction because of how the sub accounts feature currently works. Now, I really hope that is not the case, by the way. I hope it's not. I hope that only the unlimited people can do white label, or, and this is going to sound freaking crazy, I would even prefer that the white label feature is added as another plan that somebody has to pay an extra, say $500 a year just to have a white label. And they have to be the unlimited, and they bump the price to $1,500. And I know that means we're going to pay more money, but I think it's going to be a great filter to those that are truly going to be a better fit for the white label. So I don't know. We'll see. Now, assuming that my prediction is right, and all my questions have been answered to satisfaction, then what's going to happen is I'm going to figure out, now, let's say all my questions have been answered to my satisfaction, and I decide to merge Systeme.io white label and my memberships, then my pricing plan, and this is just a guess, I don't know if it's going to be like that, I'm going to merge what I have with my membership. So for example, the bonuses that I give people right now for using my affiliate link, I'm going to give it to people on the basic plan. DCT Plus membership is going to be given as a bonus to people on the webinar plan, and the VIPs are going to be given unlimited plan. That's my guess. I don't know. We'll find out and see, but that's my guess. So I'm going to tell you how to get 6 months for free. Am I up to that part? Let me just check. No, I'm not up to that part. Ignore this slide. This is the wrong timing for that slide. Oh, no, it's not. Let me explain. Because I don't know about this could be 3 months from now. It could be a month from now. It could be next week. Because I don't know when this is going to happen, I am going to still give you a chance to get and join the DCT membership and get 6 months for free at the end of this webinar. Stick around. Next problem. Getting started, niche, choosing your niche and your business model. That is a huge problem. I'm curious to know who feels they have that problem. If you feel like commenting that, I would love to do that. Now, to solve that problem, I have a gift for you. You can check it out after. You don't have to do it right now, but if you want to do it right now, that's okay. But please stay with me in the webinar, but you can check it out later. I will also email this. You can go to eran.link/99. I have created your first 99 days with .com truths PDF. So welcome to .com Truths. I'll read it out to you. I'm the founder, Eran, and I wrote this PDF and created every single page and every single resource you're going to see in this guide. Everything in this guide, text, videos, blogs, etc., is 100% original with my voice, my style, and most importantly, my personal experience. No AI, no ChatGPT was used in this. I want you to go through it knowing confidently this is not regurgitated information for ChatGPT and other sources, but my personal take on starting and growing a business online. And this particular gift, you don't even have to opt in for this. You can literally open it up on your screen and it will take you week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and take you through the journey of starting a business online. Okay, that's how I'm solving that problem. Next problem, limiting beliefs, mindset, and fear. Now, I am not a mindset coach. I am not a psychologist. I am not, somebody that helps people do any of this stuff. That's just not my thing. Okay, I'm a very practical guy. Anybody that knows me for a long time, I'm a logical dude. That's just kind of how I am, right? A few weeks ago, I met Steven Bartlet. A lot of you may know him. And in his talk, I met him in person, and he did a talk as well, like a group, like a speaking session. And in there, he talked about something called paper walls. And this is really a mindset. And basically, I'm going to read out to you what I wrote in the community. This is inside the Skool community now. I know what you're thinking. What the heck are paper walls? This is something I borrowed. Whoa, hang on. Hang on. Okay. This is something I borrowed from having gone to a live event with Steven Bartlet, the host of the popular podcast Diaries of a CEO. I share my takeaways from the event on this Instagram post. Paper wall is an analogy to how we have barriers in our lives like walls, which to the naked eye looks like real solid barriers. But in reality, they're made of paper walls. It is another way to say that we have limiting beliefs. Paper walls, i.e. paper walls. It is another way to say that we have limiting beliefs that we need to overcome. And he shared that in this company's Slack channel, they have a thread purely for the topic of paper walls, where people are encouraged to share any breakthrough they had, whether professionally or personally, of breaking through a paper wall. It could be something relating to how typical time frame to edit a video takes 3 days, but they figured out how to do it in a day. For you, it could be that you were scared to put yourself out there and getting in front of a camera, and you finally took the plunge and recorded an introduction video for your YouTube channel. Whatever limiting beliefs, broken mindset you feel you have, this category is your encouragement to share that and how you broke through. I think it is something that many people are going to be encouraged reading because we all struggle with something. So I hope you will find a lot of encouragement and inspiration from this category, and you are invited to share things that happen to you both personally and professionally. Now, before I move on to the next problem, I actually have a video that I want to share with you. And this is a video that Steven actually shared in the event, and I think you're going to love it. So let me just pull it up. All right. I need a little snack break as well. By the way, anybody that needs to leave, totally fine. I appreciate your messages. I got some messages of people saying they have to leave. All good. There will be a replay. There will be chapters. So you can come back to the specific point you missed out and all that stuff. Okay, let me show you this video from Steven Bartlet.
You seen that video of the ant and the pen?
No.
They get an ant on a piece of paper, and the guy on YouTube, it's like got millions of views on YouTube, just with a biro, draws a circle around the ant. And the ant runs to the edge of the circle and believes it's trapped, and it will not cross that line. It will not cross that line. Looking down on it from a bird's eye view, you go, oh no, it's just a figment of its imagination. They do the same with a spider. They get a piece of paper, there's a little spider on it, they draw a circle around it with a biro. It will not cross that line. As the guy's drawing the circle smaller and smaller, he accidentally draws it so close to the spider that the spider steps over the biro and then it can never ever in its life be trapped by the buyer again. And you watch it just run off the page, and he's trying to trap it again, and it can never, because it realizes that's just a wall it's built in its mind. You, me, we have drawn circles around ourselves, but they are just figments of our imagination. And those circles are determining how far we push, how far we aim, the things we decide to do. The best place to always search, I think, is in the labels we've given ourselves. That is building a wall around you in your own mind.
How freaking cool, eh? Love that. Okay, so that is one of the things that I definitely want the community to do, is to give you inspiration. I'm not necessarily the guy to give you inspiration, but if I can centralize a place where you can inspire each other, then that's, I think, a big win, and I think it'll be a big value in the community, because I know a lot of you can get stuck, and that's okay. You know, that happens. Okay, next problem. I love solving this problem, and I don't know that I will solve this problem, but I'm going to do my best to help you solve this problem. And that is finding customers and lead generation. And I know a lot of you struggle with that. Every time I survey my audience, people saying that's an issue. So, backstory. How did I get started? The answer is other people's Facebook groups. And so there's a 3-step framework to how to find customers. That's what I follow. Get in front of other people's audiences, make yourself known, and form meaningful connections. Now, in case you didn't know this story, this is the Big Panda story. If you haven't seen my traffic training, Big Panda is nicknamed for Robert. Robert is a good friend of mine. He is the guy that I'm not going to go as far and say if he wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here, because I would have figured out a different way to be here. But Robert happens to be that guy in the journey that helped me get my first customers. He was the dude. And this is a post that he did in February 2019. Looking for some help and possibly a mentor. I've been on my new ClickFunnels account for almost 3 weeks, and I have lots of questions. Not as easy to make it out to look. Everything connected and working. I work with veterans, retired veteran myself. I want to learn, grow, help other military. Anybody wants to be a mentor, I messaged him saying, "Hey, Robert, how are you? Thank you for your service. Saw you in the ClickFunnels group asking for a mentor. I thought I'll reach out and chat, see if I can be of assistance. Hey, thanks for reaching out, and thank you. Looking for someone to mentor me, looking to learn more, grow, and pay it forward. Sounds good. Tell me more about you, what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it, etc." And we became friends. This is when we met. Shortly after, Robert introduced me to a friend of his, and that friend paid me $2,000 to $3,000 in consulting work. Then Robert introduced me to my first website gig, which was a Shopify store. $200 I made from that. Then Robert closed another Shopify store for me. That was $1,000, and we went 50-50. I made $500. And then from that second project that Robert gave me, this one, I sent an email to my list offering $500 referral fee for any client referrals. And the person that I did this project for gave me a referral, and that was the first client I closed on my own. That's how it started. It all started from a Facebook group. Now, to give you context about my traffic strategy, and I will talk about this a lot more at the very, very, very end for those diehards that want to stay for that. In this time period, up until 2019, I was trying everything. Blogging, YouTube, email, Bing ads, Google ads, solo ads, webinars, live streams, Instagram, you name it. I then did Facebook organic, Facebook groups, Zoom calls, referrals, word of mouth. I did email marketing, Facebook groups, collabs, blogging, all that stuff. Then I started YouTube channel, paid membership, paid Q&A membership, hiring a team, and then Facebook ads agency. I do all of these things now. Okay, all of these things, but I focus primarily on this, and this. This is secondary. This is at the pretty much at the bottom. And there's actually another traffic strategy that I do, which I will tell you about at the very end, which is not mentioned here, and that's working very well at the moment. So this is a full circle moment for me, because when I got started, I benefited from other online business owners and marketers who were bigger than me, more successful than me, and have been around a lot longer than me, who managed to build an audience. And I got attention from that audience and started carving out my own. And I'm ready to return the favor to you and pass it forward. And that's my community. That's the right time for it. Now, I can tell you right now, I'm going to make an offer for you shortly about how much to join the private community. And let me tell you, I'm just going to give you some context. I paid at least 2 particular marketers $2,000. And another marketer, I joined their $2,000 a year membership. No. Yeah, $2,000 a year membership. Over $6,000. Plus various other scenarios like that, where I paid coaching programs, courses, events, pretty much for the sole reason of connecting with people and finding potential customers. That is 90% of why I did it. 90%, 80% maybe, is why I did it, okay? And so I've invested, I've put money to be able to put myself in circles of people. And there's people here who are, I'm watching the names of who's here, and I can see people here, and we met in those groups. So I know this works, and I'm telling you right now, being part of a paid community is one of the best ways to get customers and connect if you do it the right way, not the sleazy way. Don't be a sleazeball. I'll teach you how to not be a sleazeball, okay? But yeah, you just got to do it the right way, and it's inevitable. It really is inevitable. Now, one of the ways to do it is I'm going to show you the categories of the Skool community that I've created. And there's different categories: introductions, mindset, paper walls, which I told you about, and so on. I'll go over not all of them in this webinar, but I'll show you a couple. I want to go over introductions. And so this is the introduction section. And here's what I said. Introduce yourself, SEO friendly. And I explain in the post why SEO friendly. Welcome to this community in the introduction section. This category is your place to showcase who you are, what you do, who you serve, how you serve them, etc. I'm going to give you some tips on how to do it the right way and make the most out of it. But first, why? I'm going to give you a quick backstory. Late 2016, remember I told you, I'm telling you this is a vision I had since 2016. I bought the domain name eranbukai.com, and I wrote my about page at that time. Now, this was before I heard of the word entrepreneurship. This was before I heard about affiliate marketing, online business, or even funnels. I've never heard of those words before. And I still bought the domain name, and I wrote the about page. Here is what I wrote. This is a segment of the about page. This is a word by word of the Word document that I wrote. And this is what I actually published. So I'm just going to read out this part first. Okay? As you are reading this, it might be your first encounter with me. Unless you already know me personally, I'm still a nobody. If you stumbled across this website and have made it this far on this page, well, perhaps I'm starting to come out of being a nobody and into a somebody. Or maybe you just mistyped the website you're after. Either way, I'm making this website in the hope that one day it will be a hub for people from all over the world to come and get guidance to improving their life and the life of their family and friends. And I hope that one day when you are reading this page again, that day has already arrived. I wrote this 2016. That's when I wrote it. I remember exactly where I was sitting when I wrote it. That's how vivid I remember that. And this is what I wrote. This is actually published on my website. So you can actually see, if you go to my eranbukai.com website, about page, this is what you're going to see at the bottom. And this is my original logo, by the way. If you wonder about this logo, what this means, this is a dominoes effect. The whole idea is to basically creating a domino effect where I help somebody and he helps other people. That's why my logo is like this. In case you didn't know, now you do. So, time to showcase a few DCT members, and this is just to give you a taste. And honestly, I got a little bit annoyed when I was going through putting the next slides together, because I thought to myself, there are so many incredible people with vast niches. It's actually incredible, and they really truly deserve to have more people know about them. And there is even more people that are here. I'm watching the comment section and I'm like, Mariel, you should be showcased. Bonnie, you should be showcased. Diane, absolutely. Like, so many people here. I'm not forgetting anybody. I'm forgetting so many people, but there's so many people. But I do want to show you a few. Let's start with Diane. So she's a dating coach for women over 50. After remaining single until the age of 57, she met her husband-to-be on Craigslist Personals. I'm not even sure what that is. Anyway, and there's a story on her in the New York Times. And that's what she does. So if you're in your 50s and you're single, talk to Diane. Then there is Martina. She's a Swedish-born artist, art educator based in England. She painted for over 30 years, exhibited widely, and now dedicates her time to guiding others in developing meaningful expressive art. She teaches both figurative and abstract painting, helping artists grow confident in their unique voice. Through courses, she blends theory, emotional connection, and playful experimentation. So if you're into art, that is who you can connect with. C. Lee. So she is a certified professional organizer, one of the only 335 worldwide with more than 2 decades of experience helping people declutter their desks, homes, and lives and create lasting peace and productivity. Through their signature course, Paper Cleanse, she has guided hundreds of students across 5 continents to clear their desks and ease their stress. Now, I want you to remember this picture, and I want you to remember C. Lee, because I'm going to mention her again shortly. And this is so, so important as to how all the pieces are going to come together. Meet Justine, founder of My Cancer Kitchen. As a stage 4 breast cancer thriver, love that, I know the fear, overwhelm, and loneliness that comes with the diagnosis, but I also know something else. Healing is possible. I created My Cancer Kitchen to show you that food can be more than fuel. It can be medicine. What began as a personal mission to heal my own body has transformed into a movement empowering thousands to reclaim their health using the same 6 pillars that helped me go from cancer patient to cancer-free. Through cooking demonstrations, online programs, and carefully crafted resources, you'll learn how to take back control of your health, one nourishing bite at a time. Whether you're facing cancer now, supporting a loved one, or looking to prevent chronic disease, My Cancer Kitchen is here to nourish, educate, and empower you. Now, here's the point. People are going to be watching this, and you may know somebody who is in that situation, which will be very sad. But Justine, and I've seen Justine's website, and I've seen her stuff. Oh my God, has she put her heart and soul into putting incredible programs together to help people with this. Beth, a lot of you know Beth. She's a copywriter. She helps entrepreneurs and small business owners clarify their amplify their message. I love the confidence clients gain when they have more powerful, focused copy. Carol is an English language coach based in Taipei, Taiwan. She helps Taiwanese professionals who needs English for work or international exams finally feel confident speaking naturally. Now, I don't know if there'll be any Taiwanese professionals watching this presentation, but now you know. There is so many variables and interesting people and interesting niches here. Edla, this is another one of the most beautiful niches. I love what she does. So she's a licensed clinical mental health counselor. For more than 30 years, she has counseled children, adults of all ages, trained and consulted with parents, teachers, and community volunteers. Edla coaches adults sandwiched between their lives and their aging parents and speak with groups managing work and caregiving. She lives in North Carolina with her husband and enjoys spending time with her family and traveling. So Edla is essentially a caregiver's coach. And also, I've seen Edla's stuff. She has poured her heart into what she created. And if you've got aging parents or coming to that scenario, or you're a caregiver, Edla is got so much incredible stuff that it's absolutely worth connecting with her. Meet Oscar. So Oscar has built one of the most successful online Icelandic teaching businesses out there. 700 students have bought his course to learn what most people call an impossible language. So he teaches Icelandic. Joyce. So she is a coach for embroidery business owners. Love those niches. So many cool things. So she's been doing this for 40 plus years, and she helps embroiders succeed, and she helps making the business of embroidery make it simple. Angela Chapman. This is another one that, I wouldn't be surprised if there's people here who would resonate with what she does. She helps women with maternal history of Alzheimer's determined to prevent their own diagnosis. As a functional health practitioner certified in RECODE protocol, I've been helping people prevent Alzheimer's and reverse early cognitive decline for almost a decade. I also know this disease personally. 5 generations of women in the family were affected, and I carry the same genetic risk. From both personal and professional experience, I know prevention is possible, and my confidence isn't based on hope alone. It's backed by measurable result in my own brain health. By the way, I'm not going to divulge how young Angel is, but when she told me her age, I almost fell off my chair. She looks incredible. And, if you just follow her stuff and you could look as young as she looks for her age, it's going to be worth it, Alzheimer's or not. And there are many more people that you can meet in the community, connect with, and so on. All right, for any of you that have taken stories photos and tagged me, very cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, so feel free to do that. All right, we already have 100 people, by the way, in the community. And this is the rest of the post on the introduce yourself. And I wanted to read out to you the vision. So it's actually insane how many wonderful people have come across over the years and helped in one way or another through tech side of the business. Now is the time to connect people. Let me just make sure you can hear me. Okay, yeah. I want people to join the community, people like you, to be able to come to this introduction tab, do a search in the community bar for the word caregiving, and you find a caregiving coach like Edla. Or do a search for Icelandic, and you find Oscar, who's also in the community. Or if you want to learn Thai cooking, then we've got a lady called Pradicea, and she does Thai cooking. She's got a Thai cooking course. Or if you're looking for a dating coach, we have, I think, 2 people? 3? Anyway, I forget. I think there's 2. Anyway, Diane, I showed you, and there's another lady as well. Of course, you have Google, ChatGPT, Facebook groups, you're on Circle. That's fine. But I want to make this community a new source of potential help that you can seek out when you run into something in your life that you might need help with. DCT members helping other DCT members. Now, it goes without saying, I'm not endorsing every person here. That's not the point. But it's a source of exposure for you as a business owner. And it's also a point of contact where you can at least know they've been in my world and at some point in time, so perhaps there's some common reality. And further, the only people in this group are people that actually paid something to be in this group. So you know there's at least some level of filter. I think that's important. Now, let's talk about why I chose Skool and did I quit Systeme.io. I got this question I think I got 100 people ask me this question. I did not quit Systeme.io. I am using Systeme.io for everything. Email marketing, landing pages, funnels, order forms, sales pages, blog, affiliate program, courses, lead magnets, templates, you name it. maybe even white label. My tech support membership is for Systeme customers. I am not just 100% with Systeme. I'm 1,000% with Systeme. It's just the paid community I am choosing to do in Skool, and I'll talk about why. One of the reasons why is a lot of you know me as kind of I don't know. I mean, I'm never gonna claim that I made up the expert Q&A membership concept, but I've just never seen that being used that way. I'm sure it's been done by other people, and maybe they call it something else. But this particular way of running an expert Q&A membership where you have people pay you for subscription, you answer question immediately through voice notes or videos, and then you use that as your social media content. I have not seen anybody teach it this way. And so there is different things, different tools that did not really exist a few years ago when I first started this Q&A membership. And now that I have these tools at my disposal and I have a routine, I have a structure, I have discipline on my schedule and all that stuff, I can manage a community like that so much more efficiently using voice notes, which is an app that I use, Tela TV, and now Skool. And I will show the behind the scene of all that stuff inside the community. That'll be just some of the sessions I'll be doing. But I can truly manage and run an expert Q&A membership with, I believe, thousands of people as a solopreneur using these tools in 1 to 2 hours a day. So now, I want to draw your attention to something very important, the Skool community. You will notice when you join the Skool community, even though the URL is still says .com truths, the name of the community is not called .com truths because it's not about .com truths. .com truths is my bread and butter. That is my courses, my templates, my service provider business, my membership business. That's fine. But it's not about that. The Skool community is the cohesive community for whatever venture I'm going to freaking do, basically. It could be relating to DDF, Daily Desk Fitness, the subscription tracker, my software stuff. Maybe I'll decide to start a gym one day. Maybe I'll decide to start a co-working one day. Maybe I'll decide to create macro-friendly menus in restaurants. Maybe I'll start a real estate company. Whatever that's going to look like, anything I'm going to do, the Skool community is going to be some sort of a hub for the different things that I want to do. And now, why Skool versus Facebook community? There's a few reasons. Number one, the direct message doesn't get blocked to new members and limiting how many messages per day. I have been having issues with Facebook for the longest time where I can only send so many messages per day. They just don't like me sending too many messages. And so that kind of kills my reach. I also don't want to be dependent on the Facebook algorithm or having other distractions. I want to have a place where people can go and hopefully it will be valuable enough for people to want to be a part of this as well. Now, also Skool has a really good quality mobile app for creating videos, messages, and engagement. They've just got a great app. They've just created a great tool. It is a great product. There's no two ways about it as well. And then also another important point is Skool is popular enough to help me get new traffic to what I do through YouTube and affiliate. And by the way, one of the first trainings I'm going to do in the Skool community is going to be training about affiliates and how to build a brand new affiliate income. And I'm going to use Skool as an example for that. And I'll show you my entire backend strategy as well. And lastly, this is a very, very critical point as to why I chose Skool and not Circle or Mighty Networks. By the way, Angela, which I told you about earlier, she uses Circle, beautiful community. It's actually way more customizable. But when I surveyed my audience, a lot of them are already on Skool. And so it's popular enough that I'm hoping that it's not going to be a crazy new habit, basically. Now, which one do you think is better for you to find customers and collaborations? A Facebook group that is free or a Facebook group that is paid? Obviously, it's a Facebook group that is paid or a group that is paid. No questions about it. Now, people that have invited to Skool community already are people that have joined my affiliate startup community. People use my Systeme affiliate link in the past. DCT courses library, existing DCT members. I did a bonus for people that bought my marketing hashtag software, recent launch, and also Canva AI and any DCT members. That's who got access already. Now, let's talk about one tab that I want to share, which is accountability and progress. So this is a tab where this actually came as a suggestion from Donna. I think Donna gave me the suggestion, and I saw Donna earlier in the comment section. She gave me a suggestion that it will be great to include in the community a place where you can connect with people based on the stage of your business. And so what I did is I created a little section where you can post if you're looking for an accountability buddy or maybe a pod that you can work together or something like that. When you do your post, categorize it by total beginner, intermediate, or expert advanced, and you color code it with this emoji. And you do that so then only people who are relevant to that can connect with you. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't care if you find somebody in my community or not. I just want to give you the opportunity to find somebody there. Me and my brother, he's kind of my focus bro, okay? We do a call called Focus Bro, and he's my accountability buddy type thing. You know, we work together and so on, and, you know, that's who I do my calls with. And of course, in the last year and a half, Liam, to a large degree, has been my accountability buddy, for sure, because we lived together. That was his job, basically. So a huge part of my success, or I don't even know what label success, a huge part of my journey and progress that I've made has been fueled and helped by having accountability buddies and people around me who can support me in my journey. The fitness journey, Liam was the perfect for that, right? When I was launching Confetti, my brother was great for that, and so on. You get the idea. Now let's talk about affiliate startup community. And I want to remind you something. So first of all, I created a little tab called Affiliate Startup Community, and there are 2 posts there. One of them is for product owners looking for affiliates. And by the way, remember I told you to remember her name earlier, C. Lee. C. Lee, remember her name? She has an affiliate program for her course on pay-per-clients. So if you have an email list, if you have an audience that's relevant to what she does, then you might be able to actually promote her stuff and earn a commission. And so I want to give you an opportunity as a product owner to find affiliates, and also for affiliates to find things you can promote. Not just my stuff, because there will be stuff for me, of course, but also as a general thing, other things as well. Now, everything is going to be covered here in the Affiliate Marketer Roadmap course. If you go to Classroom, everything is going to be explained there. And for example, the training video where I'm going to show my Skool income stream, Skool affiliate income stream and business plan, I'm going to do a demonstration explainer video in here, and that's where it will be posted. Now, I know Black Friday is coming, and so I don't have a Black Friday deal. I have a pre-Black Friday deal for you. Because you're going to be given an offer to join the Skool community. And I'm going to show you not just to join the Skool community, but I'll give you some really cool bonuses. Now, this is a limited time offer, and let me explain. So 1 year access to the Skool community is $97 for the year, not for the month, for the year. If you go to eran.link/39, she's my age, not 21, that is the offer. When you go there, you're going to see this page, and you will see that there's a countdown timer. And that countdown timer, when it hits 0, then I'm going to not offer the bonuses that are currently being offered. And I'm going to tell you about those bonuses now. Bonus number 1, you're going to get 6 months free for DCT Plus. Now, what does DCT Plus include? It includes all of these courses listed. It includes 5 group calls per week for tech support with my VA Rose. Includes all the templates and guides membership, the tech support, landing page in a day, thank you page in a day, lead magnet in a day, beginner's guide to email marketing, email sequence in a day, my traffic, my client Facebook organic, how to find clients on Facebook, sales funnel workshops, tech integration to Systeme.io, and landing page challenge. All of that is all included with the membership. It's all, you're going to get 6 months access. So that's the value, because if you pay month to month, it's $27 a month. And so instead, you're going to get it for free, included when you join the community. I'm also going to give you lifetime access to the roadmap courses, which is the affiliate marketers roadmap course, coach service provider roadmap course, expert Q&A membership, and coming soon, the online course creator roadmap course. You're going to get access to all of that, lifetime access, not 1 year, you'll get lifetime access to that. If you buy all of those individually, it will be $196. Then, I've released a bunch of apps recently called DCT apps. I'm not going to tell you which one, but you're getting one of them for free as a bonus as well. So that is $37 is how much I sell it for, and you'll get it for free. And also there's an optional bonus. There's going to be a limited time, but some of you may want to book a one-on-one with me. I'm going to basically keep an order bump available for those people. It's probably going to be 50 or 100 people that I'm going to let sign up. If you want a one-on-one with me for an hour for tech support, build your website, coaching, strategy, whatever, then you can get it for $99. So that's the offer. And this offer expires on the 25th of November. Now, this is the timeline of how things are going to work. Community is already open. You're invited to join and get all the bonuses for $97 a year. Now, even if you have access to the community from something else, but you want access to all of these bonuses, then you can still pay separately or additionally to get these bonuses, because some people who are in the community do not have these. So if you want these, then you pay this membership, this $97 a year. Okay. Then, yeah, so somewhere around this date, 1st December, I will change the pricing. I might raise the price. I might remove the bonuses. We'll figure that out. But this is where I'm going to close everything, 25 November, and then I'll figure out what to do after that. Because the date is unknown on the white label, things may evolve, but this is the offer until the 25th of November. And of course, 2026, I plan to continue and support you guys with video reviews and in the community and all that stuff. Now, how can we make this community bigger? Because the bigger the community, the more valuable it is. And so, depending on how many people are going to actually take me up on this offer between the 25th of November, between now and 25th of November, I have some extra bonuses that everybody are going to get. Now, depending on how many milestones we hit, and I put some crazy goals here, but if we can reach certain milestones, for every milestone, let's say, and by the way, I'm going to basically, this is my way to incentivize you to not just join the community yourself with this offer, but to also share this webinar and share this community with your own email lists, your own social media, do a video review, post about it on Facebook, post about it on Instagram over the next 2 weeks to help try and make this community as big as possible. And depending on how many members, new members we can hit who are going to take advantage of this offer, I have some extra bonuses that I'm going to give to everybody without exception. Now, I'm not going to bore you about these bonuses. I will talk about it later for those that want to know about it, but I don't want to bore you with it unless you're truly interested. Because the sad reality, and this is kind of sad, right? Diane, the link is eran.link/39. If you type that in, that's the link to join the community. So the sad reality is, and this is not I don't know what I want to call it sad reality. It's just maybe the harsh reality is probably a better word now that I think about it. The harsh reality is that I have to be completely responsible for the growth community, the community growth. I am not going to rely on you. I'm just not. I cannot rely on you to share it. I cannot rely on you to refer anybody. And if you do, that's a bonus, and I will be very grateful, and it will be worth it for you. But the reality is pretty much every dollar that I'm going to get paid for this, I'm going to invest my profits back into paid advertising to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to create organic content. I'm going to continue to hustle. I'm going to continue to create engagement and to get more exposure to be able to reach these milestones on my own, because that I'm determined to reach that level of retirement that I'm aspiring to get to, right? Talking about retirement, I have a certain number that I want to get to. It really doesn't matter what my number is. I don't think it's important for me to share. The point is that I am going to keep going, and I'm going to grow this community. And if I can have your help, that will be amazing. And I'll share with you why that's going to be super beneficial for you. So I'm super grateful for you following the journey. Go to aran.link/39 to join. And now we're going to do a bit of Q&A and chat over a cake, which has been staring at me for a while now. And I will reveal after the Q&A. We'll do a bit of Q&A, and after the Q&A, I will reveal the extra bonuses and also share behind the scene about my business model, my traffic sources, and all that stuff for those that truly want to know about it and hear about it and so on. All right, so I'm back. I'll put in, let me, before I do anything, let me just put in the chat. Hang on. Add caption. Uno momento. Okay, yeah, so join the private community. Okay, so if you're interested in the bonuses, even you might be already in the community, but you're like, I don't get tech support, then join that as well. Tech support in my team, okay? While you do that, let's do some Q&A. And while we do Q&A, I am going to share. I will make a big face. Hang on one second. Let me just do the Q&A page. Okay. Let me just put my face to cover. Hello. Nice to see you all. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you. I am going to snack, and I'm going to read all your questions that you had. So let me know what questions you have, and I will answer those as I'm munching on my food. Focus, bro. Diane, the link is linked. Thank you, Gertrude. Really appreciate you. Feel free to ask your questions, and this is a good time for it. Thank you so much. Carol, I think, right? Grateful to have found you. I learned so much in your courses. Wish you the very best. Absolutely. Gertrude, too bad I have to leave. Evening, I have to go shopping. Not starve tomorrow. Enjoy the evening night, everyone. Just joined. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Oh yeah. Appreciate it. Could I have the link? Yes, Eran.link/39. Thank you for the birthday offer. You're welcome. I need to leave now. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Mom, thanks for joining. Gotta jump off. Hugs to Eran for his birthday. Love to see his mom and hope meet everyone in the community. Absolutely. Focus, bro. I'm seeing a lot of new Skool communities from people I follow. Absolutely. Paid communities. Absolutely. Been loving Skool since joining it in the summer. Absolutely. How did the first 100 join? Yeah, the first 100 joined because I gave them access, basically. Oh, by the way, if you share my community, you get 10% commission, affiliate commission, just in case you were wondering about that. Yeah, around.link/39. Such an amazing people, all of them. Absolutely. What a beautiful community you built. Thank you so much. Bonnie Chen, you're amazing. Hi, Edla. Love seeing people connect. Hi, Mom. Hi, Diane. This is when we meet. No, I don't think so, Diane. I think we probably met 2019. I think maybe 18. Could be 18. Yes, Mariel, absolutely. In Espanol, go Pandas. Don't be a sleazeball, be a panda. Absolutely. Great strategy, in my opinion. Investing in certain circles. Absolutely. Diane, that's how we first connected. You helped me in another Facebook group. Exactly. Started the same way. Where's Robert? Robert, I'm going to send him a freaking message right now. Robert, where are you? I'll take a picture. Mate, I've got people asking where you are on the webinar. Look, have a look. Okay. Thanks, Robert. Absolutely. Diane, that's how we met. Stu's group for tribe. Absolutely. Love the vision. Mindset will make you or break you. Steven is amazing. Absolutely. Live Diary CEO. I need to jump off, attend my own membership live session. I was really hoping to be here for the live Q&A, but I'll catch the replay. This has been great. Happy birthday. I love that you're creating a model of shared and cyclical wealth and implementing it in your business model. Bravo. Absolutely. I'll watch the rest later. I have to teach now. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Questions. As a VIP member, do I need to pay for the community? No, Joyce, you're a VIP member. You're good. You're in. You have access to everything. No exception. You're all good to go. No, you don't have to pay anything. Not sure if you saw my question even before. Is one of your goals to attract for a life partner as part of your adventures? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. There's certain things in my life that I just don't really share by choice, like relationship status slash politics, things like that. I just don't talk about it. I just don't get into it. Religion, I just don't really get into it by choice. Maybe I'll change it someday. Maybe when I get married, I'll start a podcast with my wife. I don't know. Like we'll figure it out. I mean, I've been married before, so I don't know. Maybe at some point. I remember there was one time. This is actually so funny. There was one time I was talking to some member on a Zoom call. I don't know who it was. Could have been Mariel, maybe. I don't know. I was talking to somebody, and I was saying that I don't talk about my. And at the time, I was single, and they're like, "You should tell your your members with you're looking for somebody. There's so many, like they'll matchmake you in like no time. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know. It's not really. I'm not so comfortable about that. But anyway, Joyce, no problem. I appreciate you. Glad to showcase you and support you in the community. Isabel, I would love to know more about your reasoning behind why Systeme White Label might not be suitable for some people. Absolutely. Tech support. That's why. Most people are truly, they could say they're proficient in Systeme.io. They are not. I have had people who claim to be super experts and they are so far away from being genuine experts at Systeme.io. They should just not be the ones supporting customers. And so if they are running a white label because they paid for it and they have people joining under them, that person running a white label is going to be doing the support, the tech support. That is such a disservice long term for these individuals, because they're going to think that they're going to be relied upon, this guy or girl, and they're going to trust that person to guide them. And this person is actually freaking clueless. And I don't mean it in a derogatory way, but some people are freaking delusional about their level of quality and how good they are. And sometimes, and I'm very protective in my tech support membership, in the tech support community, sometimes I see people's feedback to questions and I'm like, that is the dumbest advice. It's just dumb advice. I'm sorry to say, but and there is going to be people like that. If the bar is so low, there's going to be people like that who are going to join the white label. And so those customers, this is the white label person, and the customers below it, what's going to happen when this person either decides this is too difficult, or when they realize this person is useless or not very good, or they're not happy, or they're not satisfied? Who are they going to go for tech support? How easy is it going to be to move their account back under the Systeme.io banner or to another white label partner who's going to do a good job? Those are technical things on the back end that have to be figured out before I would be like, yeah, let's do a white label. And so that's one of the biggest factors, because people don't realize how much tech support, because the reason Systeme.io does well, the reason they're cheap, the reason they're affordable is because they got scale. They've got 100,000 customers, right? 200,000 customers, or whatever they have, whatever the number is. So they can afford hiring 30, 40 tech support staff to answer emails all day, right? They have a migration team, 20 people or something, however many people they have. They've got a development team, all that stuff. If you are running a white label, and let's say, and Isabel, you would know that. You know how difficult it is to get customers. Let's say you get 20 people on your white label, 10 people. Okay, 20 people, let's say. 20 people is a solid freaking effort, okay? 20 people at $17 a month. That's $340 a month. Is it really worth it? No. Maybe for some people, but for the most part, it's just a joke. And so the scale to make sense of it, and the numbers, and when I say somebody is not tech savvy necessarily, or not good enough with the tech, the reality is some people might be really good with the tech, but they're hopeless as a business owner. They just don't have that entrepreneurial business mindset that I'm explaining right now. And so they're going to realize pretty quickly, oh my God, this is just not worth my time at all. Now, a smart white label will capture a niche. And I'm going to give you the secret to how to run a white label. If I wasn't at the size of business that I have, because I do have hundreds of members, and I do have I got a good YouTube channel, I've got an audience. I'm probably one of the top 10 people to have white label in the community. I got a good foundation to have that. So if I'm doubting whether it's the right move for me, imagine what will happen with others. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm going to give you the secret on how to run a white label if you were to choose to do that, even if you don't have an audience. The way to do that is to capture a niche audience that is willing for you to do everything for them as a done for you. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you are going to target local businesses and specify. I'm going to specify. You know how you've got like places where they do like through laser or something, they do like hair implants or something, like they implant hair or something, or laser surgery for the eyes or something like that. Niche target those clients, focus on that, create a system around there and the support, and then you write a white label on that. That's how you would do a white label, because otherwise what's going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of micro system IO, which is what happens with Go High Level, and it's a freaking joke. Now, I'm in Bali. I actually know two people right here in Bali. I've got the guy sits next to me in the co-working. He does the white label business, and they're crushing it. They're crushing it. 40, about 40K a month on the white label, right? Him and a business partner. Great, right? And they specifically do like plumbers, like boring stuff, right? I think they do plumbers and gardeners and like just boring stuff. You know what I mean? But they're crushing it. Now they also run their Google ads. They also do their Google My Business. You know, they do other things. But the point is that that's how you would run a white label. And by the way, learning how to do ads for these types of business is actually a lot easier than info product like me, who's doing worldwide. So that's my answer for you, Isabel. It's a great question, and yeah, I'm gonna take this chapter. By the way, this segment, this question that I just answered, this is expert Q&A membership in action. She just asked me a really great, relevant question. I can take that question, I can chop that video, put it up as a YouTube video, or put it in the community, or create a blog post on that. That is how you do an expert Q&A membership. It's so simple. It's so crazy simple. I just don't understand why not more people do it, right? Yeah, thanks for sharing your thoughts. Happy to share. Let me know what other questions you have. Let me have a look at more questions. Fred asked me a question on Instagram. What software did I use for the flip ebook? So the software is called Simple Booklet. If you go to Simple Booklet or Eran.link/Simple Booklet, it's going to show you how to do that. So that's the software. Let me just check I got the right link. Yes, Simple Booklet is the software that I use. No, I'm not telling you. You have to join, Bunny. Sorry. I'm gonna give you a little carrot. By the way, if you don't have any questions, we can move on, and I could show you the bonuses for getting other people to join the membership and what people will get as a whole. Let me explain. Let's say we have 100 people join the $99 a year. Then I'm going to give a brand new bonus on top of everything else to all 100 people. And then to 250, there'll be another bonus, and so on and so forth, basically. And you can earn 10% on everything, by the way. Oh, let me just see if there's any other questions on Instagram. Oh, you joined? You joined the $97? I didn't see it. I haven't looked. Well, if you pay, then you should have access automatically. It's all automated. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm seeing it, Bonnie. Let me clarify the bonus. Oh, yeah, you did. Hang on. Why am I not seeing a notification? You did join. Okay, awesome. So you should have access, Bonnie. Let me just double check. Hang on. Excusez-moi. Oh, and you got a one-on-one session. That's awesome. Yes. Okay, I'll put it in the chat for you, Bonnie, so you know what the. Oh, I made a mistake on the automations. Yeah, you have access. I'll put in the chat for you, Bonnie. How do you earn 10%? Okay, so Bonnie, thank you for joining. Grateful to have you on board. How do you earn 10%? So you basically should have an email with your affiliate link, and you just share that link basically. So yeah, let me know. You should have received an email. Could you let me know? I actually didn't do a test purchase when I set it up, so do check it out for me. Okay, let me go back to Instagram to see if any questions. Yeah, that's fine. No worries, Bonnie. I get it completely. Okay. Thank you, everyone that joined. Gertrude. Look at that. I'm looking at the picture from Gertrude. My fancy drink, yes. Love that. It's awesome. Yeah, Catherine, we're doing Q&A, so feel free to ask your questions. I'm just going through my email and messenger for any questions that I received. So feel free to ask. Carlos, thank you so much.
Good day, my friend, from sunny, actually it's cloudy, San Diego.
Lovely. I'm just looking if there's any other questions in case I missed anything. And if not, we'll just dive into the next part. Okay, yeah, Bonnie, I'm seeing your thing. That's awesome. Okay, I'm not seeing any other questions. So if you want, I'll just go ahead and go into, we still have a fair few people here. I will dive into the next part, which is the bonuses that people get and so on. So you want to hear about the extra bonuses for member milestones? If so, let me know and I will carry on. If you got questions, ask questions. Yeah, absolutely. Ilana, right? I think Elena? Is it Ilana? Remind me. Send me a voice note to tell me how I say your name. But yeah, I think if I remember correctly, you're in DCT Plus, so you should have invite to everything. And you're all good to go. Okay, if you're good to go, give me a little thumbs up in the comments, and I will go ahead and share how to make this even more valuable to the community. Oh, Patty, thank you so much for joining. It's awesome. Seeing all the emails coming through. Erwin, thank you for joining. All right, if you're good to go, I will go ahead and carry on with the slides. So let's talk about those extra bonuses and what I want to do. And I've never done this before, but I want to involve you in helping me grow this. So new member milestones. So this is the offer, and if we can reach the crazy goal of 1,000 people who take up this offer, then I'm going to give full access for the entire year to all my courses and templates, everything for the whole year for everybody, all 1,000 people. And you can do that between now and the 25th of November. Tell your friends, do a YouTube video about it, post on Facebook, do an Instagram reel, do a joint webinar in your community. If you have a community, you want to invite me to do a talk, I will join, I will help, I will do whatever. You want to invite me in your podcast to help do something, whatever you feel you can do to help reach that, I'm happy to get involved with that. And this is the offer, and it expires on 25th of November. Now, because 1,000 people is a lot of people, I don't know if it will get there. I did want to create a few micro milestones. So if we get 100 people, then all 100 people will get 6 months access to Daily Desk Fitness, which is the fitness program that me and my personal trainer Liam put together. This is just going to help you. If you're not a gym goer and you're not doing much exercise, then this is a great way for you to get into it, basically. Oh, let me just make sure you can hear me. My personal trainer Liam put together. Okay, let me just remove my face from the screen so I'm not like in the way. Okay. Okay, so that's bonus number one. If we can get 250 members, I'm going to include the .com Truths Annual Plus bonuses. So when people join the DCT Plus annual membership, yeah, exactly, Bonnie. 100 people of today's offer, the $97 offer. That's exactly right. Basically, anytime between now and the 25th of November, basically. So this 2 weeks to help share and promote and all that stuff. So DCT Plus annual, when people join, I give some extra bonuses. So you get all of Systeme.io courses, which you can resell as your own. So you're going to be able to get that for free. included. And their courses that was created by the CEO of Systeme. I also have the traffic course and the affiliate marketing challenge. That's going to be included as well. And you've got my Canva training workshops and all my Canva AI workshops as well. All that's going to be included as a bonus. Next bonus. So this is the 250. 500 people. If 500 people join, then I'm going to give 1 year access to all DCT apps / marketing hashtag tools. The WhatsApp widget generator, the video player, subscription tracker, contact widget, everything. You get everything for all 500 people. If we reach 1,000, then like I said, 6 months to all my courses, which is that. I've got a lot of courses, everything I release later. If we somehow manage to get to 2,000, that'll be incredible. Then I will give access for 12 months for everything. And if we manage to reach 2,500, which will be absolutely freaking insane, I will double the tech support. So you don't just get tech support for 6 months, you get it for 12 months, basically. And like I said, you can earn 10% commission. Now, one thing that I was thinking about doing is, let's say we reach 500 members, I will increase the commission to 20% moving forward or something like that. But I didn't want to promise anything like that because I don't know how the numbers are going to play out. I just don't know. So right now, I'm just sharing it out loud because you're here and you're listening, but I don't want to make any promises, but it's something that I would love to do. Like, let's say we get to 2,000 members. I don't see, like, I'm trying to think financially what that would look like to me. And you got to understand, I got to factor in paid ads, okay? So I got to factor in paid ads and various other aspects. Like, it's not just like, I'm not going to go buy a Lamborghini. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just not my thing. I'm going to figure out how to get my stuff to more people, or invest in a business that's going to do good in the world. Or I can tell you right now, there's a business which is not too expensive to buy. Like, I know the business, and it's a digital business, and they are looking to sell, and I could buy that business and I would literally give it to all members for free if I could do that, right? So there's other things that I know I would love to do, providing the cash flow makes sense. So I'm not promising anything on the 10%, anything beyond the 10%, but I would love to get to that stage. So I don't know what my numbers will look like as we get to those levels, but we'll see how things go. So that's that. That's the offer. Now, a bigger community. Do we want a bigger community? I want a bigger community, but like I said, the harsh reality is that I'm going to end up investing most of my profit back to paid advertising anyway. I'm going to continue to engage and create content, organic content, and I can't rely on people to share necessarily. It's not that I can't rely in a way where I don't trust. Like, it's not like, I know people, there's going to be people here who are going to be listeners and going to be like, yeah, freaking hell, I'm going to absolutely promote this. This is awesome. I love it. I'm going to be part of this, and they'll do it. And that's great. But I cannot leave it up to you to help me reach these milestones. I'm responsible. I take 110% ownership for this, if that makes sense. But if you want to be involved in helping make this a bigger community, that will be freaking amazing. So now that you're here, if you're still here, the next part is I want to show you a little bit behind the scene about my business and how things look with all these evolutions, basically. So first of all, let's talk about traffic sources. The key traffic sources that I do is Facebook paid ads, YouTube organic, SEO, which I get found because I have a lot of content online, blogs and YouTube and all that. It kind of goes hand in hand. And another traffic strategy that not a lot of people do, and it's actually such a good traffic strategy, is Facebook groups, not other people's groups, my groups. I actually get between 10 to 20 new email subscribers every single day from people finding me organically on Facebook with me doing very little. And I actually talk about that in my course, Facebook group in a day course. And that's kind of my main strategies at the moment is Facebook ads, YouTube, and so on. That's like the top of the funnel. My list building strategy, I've got various lead magnets, which you can see right here. But also I drive traffic paid ads to my Shiny Object Detox Challenge. I drive traffic to my landing page challenge, which is 10 days for free. And my affiliate marketer roadmap course, which is also 10 days for free. Between all of these, I'm currently spending, or investing is probably a better word. I'm investing about $150 to $200 per day on ads. My bread and butter is DCT. That's essentially my job, you could say. That's my main business where I make the most money is courses / templates / services / membership. That is DCT. That is my core business. Then I've got all my randoms. My software company, DDF, subscription tracker, confettipage.com, and so on, and whatever else I decide to launch. I have a Chrome extension that I'm dying to tell you about, which I haven't been able to do because it's not fully ready yet. But hopefully by New Year's, I'll share it with you. And then the bottom of the funnel, everything is going to lead down to the Skool community. That's where it's going to lead down. Doesn't matter which channel they come through. I'm going to offer the Skool community. That's like the bottom of the funnel. Instead of having a high ticket coaching program, I choose to do a $97 a year community, which I think is a much more reasonable thing to do. It's something that aligns with my values much more, and I think people are going to love it. And of course, these things as well, they kind of act like cross-sells and upsells because they're kind of randoms. And so they kind of are different ways where I can monetize the same customers, but from different angles, or get traffic from completely different angles as well. And Skool is the backend offer. And intertwined with everything is my passive income, which is affiliate income. That's affiliate marketing. And I was thinking about that today as I was putting these slides together. You know, I was telling about C. Lee. C. Lee is amazing, right? And C. Lee, she has this paper cleanse course. I could easily affiliate her paper cleanse course as part of my Shiny Object Detox Challenge as an example. So that's what I mean. I just always figure out how to intertwine affiliate income as part of what I do. And so this is essentially my funnel flow. And the reason I'm telling you about my funnel flow also is because I want to show you visually what it looks like, how simple it is. And also, funnel flow is actually one of the training sessions that I talk about in the DCT membership, which you will have access to. And also I talk about that in your first 99 days with DCT, basically. That's it. That's my presentation for you. The rest was not actually part of the presentation. Let's stop share. Catherine said, I especially love you don't do the high ticket model. Absolutely. Isabel, thank you so much. Gotta go. We'll watch the rest later. Happy birthday. A wonderful time. Hope to get to know everyone. Absolutely. Bonnie, this is fun. Absolutely. 100 people starting today's offer. Yeah. 100 people joining today's offer. Exactly. Yeah, which they have time to join. Like I'm not like today's the only day. Like you've got between now and middle of November, but 25th of November, that's the deadline. So I would, of course, love to have as many people join, and only time will tell. But that's the offer, basically. So $99, and yeah. I'm just looking at my Messenger and Instagram. See if there's anything else. Thank you, everybody, for the lovely messages. Really appreciate you. Susanna, Rebecca, David, Trevor, Rohit, Selena, Robin, Jackie, Jelana, Christine, Paul, Leah, Carlene, Aneki, I think you're saying that correctly, Colleen, Camille, Shay, Josh, Victoria, Robert, Big Panda, Ashley, Sheila, Rose, James, Carlos, Jill, William, Patrick. Whew. A lot of lovely messages. Really appreciate you. Awesome. Thank you, Bonnie. Really appreciate you. I'm going to sign off. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks for joining, celebrating with me. Really appreciate it. I'm going to finish my little snack and my macro-counted food. And really appreciate you joining. Hope you got value. Hope this was helpful in some way. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the community. Hopefully you'll take me up on my offer. I've tried to make this offer as no-brainer as possible. Obviously, if you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer those. But really hoping that a lot of you will take me up on this offer and join me in the journey. So that's about it. Really appreciate you. Speak to you soon.